Hi, this is Matthew Perosi with JWAG. I'm here in Bordeaux, France. Behind me is Palais Gallium, the remains of a Roman amphitheater that dates back to 56 BC. This is segment 5 of my e-commerce presentation that I recorded during the JCK show in June of 2013. What you'll find here should be actionable for several years to come. I split the hour-long presentation into 7 segments so it'll be easier to watch. Let me pause for a moment to give you a chance to jump to one of the other segments before getting into this one. In this segment, you will find out what website content is and the difficulties in creating it. Content creation is one of the challenges for jewelers because it's a full-time job. Hopefully this segment will help you understand what you're going to have to do in order to be successful online. Watch it now.
Topic is website content. This sometimes is very difficult for people to understand, not just jewelers, but just people in general. Your website is made up of 2 things, programming code and content. If it's not HTML programming code, and if it wasn't written by some geek sitting in a cubicle making your website work, then it's content. And so that means everything. And the examples I have here are photos, product descriptions, write-ups about your store history, videos that you've created, blog posts, your Meet Our Staff photos. Some vendors provide flipbooks in a Flash format. That's also considered to be content. Animated images. The list is endless. Anything that you add to your website that's creative, it's all content. Now, in terms of matching up or in doing search engine optimization, the search engines need to see some kind of content. Now, typically they want to see words because it's easy to match written words to what people type into a search. So if somebody says engagement rings and they type that into Google search, well, Google or Bing is going to want to match up any website that uses the words engagement rings somewhere on the site. So if you don't have those words on your site, or I had a jeweler a few years back that said that he wanted to rank for champagne diamonds. He couldn't understand why he had an entire showcase of champagne diamonds in his store, but yet every time he typed champagne diamonds into Google search, he didn't appear. Simply because the phrase champagne diamonds was nowhere to be found on his website. So Google couldn't match champagne diamonds with something that didn't exist. So search engines need to be able to match physical words. Yes, question?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I concentrate, and it's probably a mistake, I concentrate so much on Google and Google Analytics. And,
As do I.
So I bet, are there different rules for Bing?
No, my philosophy has been as long as you are following the rules and you're doing everything the way you should be for search engine optimization, Bing finds you. The other search engines that are popular in other countries will find you.
Thanks.
So just follow the Google guidelines as Google publishes them in your pre-state. So now my own research, what I have discovered, quite surprisingly, and this has been discovered across many websites, not just the simple analytics I've found, is that you have to have a minimum of 100 words on any page of your website for the search engines to really see you. 250 words is good. Is reasonable, but you get really good results if you have more than 400 words on a page of your website. And then that page will start to appear pretty high in search. So, a couple of hands immediately went up. Yes, it's long blog posts, long product descriptions in the backwards, yes.
So you're not talking about 100 search terms, just 100 words in general?
Yes. A product description of 100 words, a blog post of at least 100 words, a message on your homepage of at least 100 words. Yes?
I was just going to say, how do you make a 400-word product description?
I have an example of a website that you can go to so you can get some ideas. I'll get to it in a little bit. But there's a company out there that's been doing a wonderful job with that. And it's very, very creative. Another question?
When you mean a page, what do you mean page?
Your website is made up of multiple pages. So when you type in your domain name.com, you land on your homepage. That's your homepage. If you click on any link, you go to another screen within your website, that's another page. Every link and every location you go to on your website is another physical page. So every time you put 100 or more words on any one particular page, that one particular page has more of a chance of showing up in the search results than
Do you mean the landing page?
there's a lot of different terms you can use, so you can call it a landing page, home page, product category, main pages. There's a lot of different terminology that you can throw around. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Is it still being used that there were times where programmers were taking those words and building like underneath in the HTML? And
Don't do that. I don't even want to talk about that topic. That is such a black hat topic. You can definitely get yourself removed from Google if you attempt that kind of work. That's called black hat SEO, and you are essentially trying to use Google's own mathematical equation against them, and they do not like that. They'll remove your entire website if they catch you doing that. Yes, sir.
What we use WCOG, and what they have there is a metadata. What's your thoughts on the metadata where you actually just cut and paste a top list of words, and we were doing about 100 words that don't technically have to show up on the page, but they have a separate section, and I believe it was called a metadata page.
Right.
So is that something that you?
That gets into search engine optimization, not really the topic I was going to be covering today, but that would be meta keywords or meta descriptions.
Okay.
Meta keywords don't work anymore. It's common knowledge within the optimization industry that search engines do not look at those things. And meta descriptions really need to be 150 character descriptions of every individual page on your site. Yes?
Okay, the meta keywords, yes, what you said about Google, that's true, that they don't use that anymore, but then I was told that Bing does use them.
No, the only one who actually uses them is Yahoo. Yahoo still
And
uses
Yahoo,
them.
yeah.
Yahoo still uses them, but none of my data.
So it's not worth
suggests that
the
they-
time
they
to
can-
do the meta key?
No,
Okay.
no, I try to urge everybody, please don't waste your time.
Thank
Money
you.
paying somebody to do that.
That's a-
Yes?
What's your take on when someone guarantees that they can optimize the search so that you're in, the top 3 or 4? And my second question to that is, how often could it change where they could literally get you up there in the first week or month or whatever, but then 3 months later it falls?
I'm going to be pretty blunt about this one because I really want to make a point. If somebody has convinced you that they can guarantee placement, I have a bridge in New York I can cite.
The Brooklyn.
It doesn't work. Unless they're guaranteeing that they're going to optimize you for a 4-word search phrase. Those are pretty easy. But no one's ever going to optimize you for engagement rings. They may be able to optimize you for, let's say, my hometown is Toledo, New Jersey. So I could optimize for engagement rings Toledo, New Jersey. But I'm only going to see maybe 50 people every 6 months who are searching for that phrase. And that's easy enough for me to optimize for. But never for engagement rings. And never for 1 or 2 word phrases. It's impossible to guarantee, and in fact, in part of Google's guidelines, getting back to that before, they even have a suggestion that says never hire a company, any company, that says that they can guarantee search placement based on keywords. So, website content. It does take a lot of time to get through. You have to have a lot of different talents of people who are working on this stuff for you. Are you going to be using employees? Are you going to be using outsourcers? Somebody needs to be your writer. Somebody needs to do your graphic editing. Somebody needs to be your photographer. This is usually not the same person. If it is, you're really lucky and you're probably paying them a lot of money. Yes?
Of course, it's going to vary by geography, but can you give us a rough range of what we should be probably budgeting for in terms of content writer and then photographer?
In terms of what you should be paying for that?
Per hour, hourly rates, what have you seen for good ones?
You can actually outsource this stuff for a fraction of the cost, and you want to say outsource, you can find people who, not necessarily out of the country, who are writing this stuff, but you can actually find college students who are looking for some side cash and who are willing to do some writing. It depends on the quality of the work you're going to be doing. You can get somebody to be a content writer for about $1,000 a month, or you can get the same kind of work for somebody in-house, paying them $1,000 a week. So it really does vary. And the location doesn't matter anymore because you can be anywhere in the world and you can work on a website. Okay, so huge product catalogs, they're going to fail if you don't have content. If you put large catalogs online and you don't put any descriptions on those catalogs, they're not going to get anywhere. Also, your websites need to be updated. The content needs to be updated often, because if you do not update your websites, the search engines will outrank your website with somebody else who did spend some time to update their website. Your results in search engines will start fading as soon as your content creation stops. Usually within 3 weeks, you're going to start seeing your ranking drop, which is why it becomes a never-ending project. And a lot of jewelers get upset when they find out that they have to have unlimited investment into continual content building and search engine optimization. It's just a never-ending story. And vendor-created websites are handicapped because you usually don't have the ability to add in your own content. The best content that I've found so far this year is blogging. And that is where you're essentially publishing news stories about your website or about products or about some other interesting things that your customers will enjoy reading. Product descriptions are also good content. And jewelry education information, as long as you, now I don't oftentimes take words, bold and underline them because I don't find that it's effective to overly highlight things, but you have to write this content yourself. You can't get it from a vendor, you can't get it from anyone else because you'll get whacked by the search engine. There's a question in the back first?
What do you recommend for blog engine? I mean, do you recommend doing it on your website, Blogger?
That's a whole other topic. Short answer is put it on your website, domainname.com/blog. Get software that'll make it work there, don't do it anywhere else. No.
So you constantly have to be updating each page. But for example, let's say you have a 3-stone ring.
Not necessarily every page. Let me just stop you there. Just add something new to your website every month so that when the search engines come back, they'll find something new. It could be a single blog post that's in your blog that you've updated once every other week. What happens is when the search engines realize that you're updating your website, they will send a spider, which is the software. They'll send it out to read that area that they know you update. Well, a spider doesn't go to one page and stop. A spider goes to one page and just recrawls your entire website. So when there's regular new information being added to your site, then they'll continue to come back. Eugene Brill from Rio Grande gave me a quote about content that they create on their website. Content is what makes Rio Grande's e-commerce site tick. We expand our brand awareness through touch points, participation, and engagements. Rio Grande wants to be the go-to website for everything jewelry related. We create a sticky website that encourages our visitors to return. To accomplish these goals, we constantly create content that helps our customers be successful in their business, which in turn makes us successful. So they have a huge e-commerce website, but they are constantly adding new information to their website so that they can have the search engines always feeding back in front of people.